Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of my Madden 2017 franchise. It is week 14 and we are taking on the 6-6 Jacksonville Jaguars. We're recovering from the loss from last week against Dallas, so let's see what happens in this game. I'm going to do something different. I downloaded the latest Madden update that contains the color rush uniforms, so I'm going to do something a little different here. We'll go with the alternate uniforms for Jacksonville. Go ahead and get this game started. I'll see you guys at the end of the game.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. Today's matchup features two teams looking for a win. It's the Jaguars coming in at 6-6, going up against the Vikings, who come in at 11-1. With that, let's hand things over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call of this Week 14 matchup.
All right, Larry, thanks. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State and Everbank Field here in Jacksonville. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Minnesota Vikings and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. Charles, you look at this Jaguar team. It's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they come into this one off a bit of a clunker last time out, a loss that ended their 5-game winning streak. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will take a knee here. So per the new rules in 2016, this will be brought out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by their quarterback in his 6th year now from Oklahoma. It's Sam Bradford.
The former #1 pick in the NFL draft battled his share of injuries while he was at Oklahoma, but had a terrific rookie season with the St. Louis Rams before the injury bug hit again. But this guy, when he's on his game, is about as accurate as it gets in throwing the football.
The first carry now for Adrian Peterson. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And a look at the offense that is hoping to put some points up in bunches here in this one. 2nd down following the run. Off the play fake, Bradford. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Call it a pickup of 7, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it?
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. They'll run it. Here's Peterson. Fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
And still fighting. And he's brought down after a good gain. A big gain there on 2, 33 yards. If you're an Adrian Peterson fan, that's the sign that you want to see right there on the other end. They got to learn to get him down, or this could be a long one.
And it's also the sign that his team wanted to see. Him making that type of a run, having a force and an impact on the game that early, that really demoralizes the defense because they realize it could be a long game trying to get him on the ground.
Offense still needing 10 yards, second down. Throwing again, Bradford on 2nd and 10. And the grab made by the tight end Pruitt. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, and that was a nice job of improvising, but it's not normal. Usually when the screen pass is taken away, you're taught to just throw the ball at the ground at the feet of the receiver so that you don't get it intercepted and just start over, but he ended up finding another receiver.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
And he's able to find Diggs. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
The goal of every offense is to move the chains, pick up first downs. A nice job finding an open receiver for a completion.
From the red zone now, Bradford. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
On 2nd down, Peterson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He's able to get 4 back on the run, but now they'll have to find something here on 3rd and about 14.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player.
Bradford now. Caught on the right side by Treadwell. And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
Nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and goal. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
They'll run for it with Peterson. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
And that loss of yards there is not just on him. It's on the guys blocking for it. I mean, they're supposed to create some type of space or at least get a stalemate. They end up letting them through it, and they ended up tackling him for a loss.
To throw, Bradford under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Telvin Smith able to get him down for a loss of 11 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So on 4th down, the Vikings send out Blair Walsh to try the field goal here. And Walsh able to convert it as his kick is good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So they get 3. They were hoping for 6. An unlucky number 13 play drive.
Well, you go to the sideline after putting 3 points on the board, happy, but you wanted to be ecstatic. You wanted to have 6 on the board. On the opposite sideline, though, the defense, I think they're high-fiving each other, only giving up 3 after letting them run that much offense.
Now after the made field goal, Walsh back out to kick it away. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They'll be led out by the third overall pick of the 2014 draft, the third-year quarterback, Blake Bortles.
A very confident young man who continues to develop, and he's carried the Jaguars' offense along with him. They really got better over the last half of 2015. Has to cut down on the number of turnovers, though, if they want to make that next jump through 18 interceptions in 2015.
On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. Green's got it over the middle. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is not with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle. He can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
So just a lone field goal in this first quarter of play. 3-0 is our score. More from Jacksonville after this. Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. They're facing a tough spot, 3rd and 8 here to start things out. Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
So now the 5-year man, Brad Nortman, to kick it away. Taken in at the 22. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
That was a nice play by the defense, but the offense can't let that one play define them. Let it go, move on, and start over again.
It's already 2nd and 12. The defense hoping to push them back more. They run again with Peterson. And he's got some space here. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
A play fake. Bradford. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Now the 4th-year man, Jeff Locke, on to punt it away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Now Bortles throwing on second down. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. On 1st down, Bortles. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Marquise Lee, the intended target. And that'll make it 2nd and 10. So 2nd and 10 here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And very little room to maneuver. They'll get this down to about the 39. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Holding offense. Still 3rd down.
Costly mistake for the offense. They now face 17 yards to go on 3rd down. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved.
False start. Offense.
And the yellow flag hurts this offense, and now they face a tough 3rd down. Again, we'll see the pistol here. They fake the handoff. Now Bortles. He's going to take another shot here. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. Rashad Green, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
To return, here comes Marcus Sherrills. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. They run again on 1st down. Peterson. And he's going to take this one down to about the 46-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
So after that stop, you know that 3rd down is not a gimme if you're on the offensive team. So what are you going to do? Run it again, or maybe you go play action and try and throw the ball and pick up the necessary yardage.
Throwing left side here, and it's complete. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And when he started rolling left there as a right-handed quarterback, I thought, boy, this third down play is going nowhere, but credit to him, able to pick up the first.
And all you righties who are watching the game at home, get out of your chair, get off the couch, move to your left, and then rifle one. He may leave a hole in the wall, which you'll have to explain later, but you'll see how difficult that throw actually was. Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Cordero Patterson, the one he was hoping to get it to. And they're going to have a third down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is third down. On play action, Bradford. And finding Pruitt. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line.
Love it.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And the next snap coming inside the red zone here. Bradford now to throw on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended receiver was Laquan Treadwell. And that'll make it 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Bradford on 2nd and 10. That is caught at the 7-yard line. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Here's Bradford, and almost intercepted. Would have been a huge pick in the end zone, but as it stands, that brings up 4th. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
So a field goal here, they're still down, but they put a dent into that lead before the break.
And that's got to feel good, because now they've seen that they can put some more points on the board, and that gives them a whole second half to get back to where they want to be, and that's in the lead.
Now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
2nd down, 8. Again they run, again it's Ivory. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we send you downstate to Orlando to check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Jaguars are happy to be in front, and they'll look to play another solid half of football. The Vikings know it's always hard to come in and get a win on the road, but they're not out of this one yet. All right, let's do it. Here's a look at the first half highlights. They take it at the 33-yard line. Peterson's going to look for a gap. He'll pick up more than 10 yards on the play. Later on the drive, they'd stall out and settle for a field goal. 3rd and long. Vikings line up at the 31.
Well, we're going to let you off a little easy there, LR. Halftime interrupted, and we are ready to get to this third quarter. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Another pistol look here. They start the second half with a run by Ivory. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
And while that play was unsuccessful to start the second half, I'm not sure that you just totally abandon what you do running the football. Maybe you make some adjustments in your run game and do things a little bit differently, but that doesn't necessarily mean you just go to the pass and do nothing else.
Bortles to throw on second down. A dump off for Ivory. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
3 yards left to grab here on third down. The play fake to Ivory. Now Bortles. Caught right side. It's Lewis. It'll wind up being stopped for no gain, and it'll lead to a fourth down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. This is brought in at the 21. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Our eyes shift to the defense of the Jaguars now. And last time out, they gave up the chip shot field goal, but obviously could have been worse than that. I think they felt pretty good about only giving up 3.
No doubt about it. Anytime an offense gets into the red zone, the thinking naturally for the defense is, okay, 3 points. We're going to give up 3 here, but let's make it no more than that. They met their goal.
On the other side, though, the offense, they weren't very happy.
No, because there's an opportunity. Once you get to the red zone, you're not thinking about kicking a field goal. You're thinking about how do you get it into the end zone, and when you don't, you walk off the field feeling a little bit of failure on that drive.
Yeah, who will have the better feeling at the end of this drive? A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Man, it wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield and make the play?
Again, Peterson. And some room to work. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down.
I thought guys that were over 30 weren't supposed to run the football this well in the National Football League. How about that veteran leadership? A big-time run combined with some nice blocking by his offensive line, showing that the ins and outs of being a veteran still has his place in this league. His odometer is not totally turned over yet.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. First down, here's a run with Peterson. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Play clock winding down. And some real confusion here. They won't even get to the line.
Delay of game, offense. Still second down.
Following the penalty, it's Peterson. Uses the stiff arm. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. The play clock's running down. A nickel back added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. And there's a flag on the play.
Delay of game, offense. Still third down.
They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. Bradford now. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 11 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Now Blair Walsh on for a long field goal. He's hit from as far away as 56 in his young career. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And that right there is something we've seen, I don't know, 15 times in NFL history. That will officially go down as a 60-yard field goal.
And everything has to be absolutely perfect for this to have any chance. He's got to get it out low and really drive through it. And I tell you, that was one heck of a kick. One heck of a decision on the sideline to even try it as well.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. They go play action here on 1st down. Now he's hit, and Bortles fumbled. It's loose.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
All right, Brandon, you know me as well as anyone. You know I don't usually advocate abandoning things during a game, but here we are in the second half. I think it's time to change things up. Let the running game go a little bit. Let's get to the passing game. And if you still want to get in the hands of the runner, maybe you swing it to him, throw it to him a little bit. Try it that way.
And this is going to be incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. And that's going to make it 4th down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it. And in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. He'll take it at the 42. 3/4. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. Peterson alone in the backfield. He'll get the football here. And he's going to be met at about the 43. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And in this situation with a lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line. There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for second down.
The insistence of speed at every position is really seen at the defensive end spot. These guys in the old days were often outside linebackers. They just pushed them forward because they wanted to play fast and get to the quarterback or the running backs quicker than ever before.
And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. But he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. That's caught by Treadwell. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15.
Holding offense.
So a costly penalty and now a tougher 3rd down situation. 3rd and long for Bradford. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. Here's Jeff Locke now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. It'll be just an 18-yard punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Throwing on 1st down is Bortles. Finding time. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. They'll come out in the pistol. Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And his throw here's incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. The offense certainly looking to score some points, but they also need ball security here late as we get down to the final moments of this one. Green alone out to the right. Now Bortles. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Time starting to run out here in the fourth. This defense just trying to keep the offense off the board and preserve this potential victory. Play action. Now it's Bortles. He's got the hook up to Lee. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar in some discomfort down there on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. On first and 10, here's Bortles. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Back to the air on second down. It's Bortles. He's got time. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
Whether they deserve credit or not, the defense is going to take credit for that incompletion because it always feels good when you slow down an offense.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get him the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. So on now comes the kicker. It's Jason Myers. This for the lead in the final stages. And this kick is not gonna get there. It's short and no good. Adrian Peterson now getting ready to go again on offense. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case.
Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on 1st down. Another tote for the workhorse here this afternoon. Peterson, just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. So what will they do? On the ground, through the air? Let's see. 2nd and 9. Peterson gets the call running left. And able to break one. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain. And it's 3rd and 2 now. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. And And this defense looks for one more stop here on third after the run. Peterson alone in the backfield. They're going to give it to him running right. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. And a loss of 3 to bring up fourth. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. So a big spot forthcoming for the kicker, Blair Walsh. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And Walsh able to convert it as his kick is good. And that will push the lead up to 12-7. So they get the 3 here, but you wonder whether that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, you've now made it so they need a touchdown rather than a field goal to catch them. But you're right. If they'd gotten 6 out of that drive, this would be a much different game.
Now after the made field goal, Walsh back out to kick it away. Now the return, Rashad Green. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. The Jaguars getting set to go. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
He's back to throw. That is incomplete.
The defensive coordinator came into this game with a plan to get to the quarterback with whatever type of pressure is necessary. It's working to perfection for him today.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. He'll look to throw. He's got time in the pocket. Now a desperation throw deep. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
And that one? Oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Peterson alone in the backfield. He'll get it running right. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
Partner, I think there's a lesson there. Some days you're just having a really tough time, and for the defense, today has been that day. But after that play, what do you learn? You can still make plays even when the other guy's having success against you.
Now Bradford. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It'll be a gain of 15 on the play. And that's going to bring up a fourth down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in fourth and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. What a hard-fought, low-scoring game. A tough one to lose always, partner.
For the losing team, not beautiful. But for the winning team, that's almost textbook old-school football. And you know I loved it.
So for Minnesota, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston.
There you have it, folks. The Minnesota Vikings win this game. A sluggish one. If that, we ended up with 4 field goals and no offensive touchdowns. We win 12-7. We look at the stats really quickly. Blake Bortles 8 for 19, 148 yards. He did have the touchdown. Sam Bradford 12 for 18 for 127. Adrian Peterson led the day in the rushing, 22 carries for 104 yards. Receiving, Pruitt 4 for 41. Ellison 3 for 29. Treadwell 2 for 28. Zach Line 1 for 3. Patterson 1 for 15. And Stephon Diggs 1 reception for 11 yards. I'll go ahead and end there, and I will see you guys at the next game.